In the year 2147, Earth had become quiet from wars. The nations were united under one flag, the United Human Alliance. After centuries of fighting each other, humanity finally turned its eyes toward the stars. Deep under the surface of Antarctica, in a hidden lab called Black Echo, scientists were working on something secret. It was called the Blink Drive. Nobody knew how it worked, not even the scientists who built it. All they knew was this: it could bend space and time. It didn't move the ship through space. It made the ship disappear from one place and appear instantly in another. The tests had been small transporting apples, rocks, and small machines a few kilometers. But now, the time had come for the real test. A ship, small and black like a shadow, sat on a launch pad in orbit. It was named Venture 1. Inside it were no humans, just machines, cameras, and a quantum brain to report back everything. The destination, a star system, 40 light-years away. The control room DR, Alina Ross, stood inside the cold white control room of Black Echo. Her face was tight. She had spent 20 years working on the Blink Drive. Many had called her mad. Some said she was risking the end of the Earth. She didn't care. Beside her stood General Rafiq Khan, head of Earth security. He had one job: make sure nothing went wrong. Or, if something did go wrong, make sure Earth was safe. "Venture 1 is ready," a voice said. "Charge the drive," Alina ordered. A low hum began. Lights flashed. The Blink Drive, inside Venture 1, began to pull power from 3 fusion cores. Then, silence. And suddenly, the ship vanished. Gone in the control room, everyone froze. No countdown, no flash, no sound. Venture 1 was just gone. Alina stared at the screen. The sensors showed nothing. No trace, no engine trail, no particles. It was like the ship had never existed. "Is this normal?" General Rafiq asked. Alina swallowed. I don't know." The room stayed quiet for exactly 3 minutes, 19 seconds, then dash beep data signal. Venture 1 had returned. Back from the void, the ship came back near Earth, just above the moon. Not from the front, not from behind, just blinked and it was there. "Open its logs," Alina shouted. The data came fast. The ship had jumped to TRX 119, a star system 40 light-years away. It had scanned planets, recorded data, and returned. No time had passed for the ship. Its internal clock had ticked forward only 0.4 seconds. The Blink Drive had worked. Alina smiled. Some engineers clapped, but General Rafiq did not smile. Replayed the footage from the outside cameras. He said the screen changed. A dark world. 3 suns. Red skies. Strange shadows moved across a desert planet. Then dash movement. Something was flying. It wasn't a ship. It looked alive. The Watcher from the footage. A large shape appeared behind Venture 1. It was long and smooth, with no wings, no engines. Just black skin like metal and liquid. It didn't move like a ship. It glided, almost like it was swimming through space. And then, just before the ship blinked back to Earth, the creature opened its eye. One glowing golden eye, and it looked straight at the camera. Council space. Unknown sector far across the galaxy. In a dark hall filled with lights and smoke, a group of beings sat around a circular table. They were the Galactic Council rulers of more than 500 species. A red light blinked on the central tower. It was an alert. An automated probe had detected something strange: a human ship entering Blink space. "Impossible," one council member said. "Humans are primitives. They are supposed to be watched, not allowed to travel," another hissed. The Blink field was sealed after the breach wars. No one should have access. "But they do," said the tallest one, a creature with silver skin, "and that means they must be stopped." They all nodded. It had begun. Earth celebrates while the council planned. Earth was celebrating. The media called it the first jump. Flags flew. News showed Venture 1 returning. Alina became a global hero. "The president gave a speech today. We stand not just on Earth, but in the stars." But in secret, Alina met with General Rafiq. "There's something wrong," she said. "That creature, it wasn't natural. It moved with the blink." "You mean it came through the same path?" "Yes," she said quietly, "and it saw us." Rafiq looked out the window. "Then we need weapons," he said. "Big ones." Something followed 3 days later. Venture 1's systems started failing. Its cameras blinked randomly, its circuits glitched, the black shell of the ship began to crack from the inside. Then, the quantum brain inside the ship wrote a final message on the main screen. It saw us, it remembers, it's coming. Then it went dark. The night sky shifted 2 weeks after the first jump. Telescopes noticed something odd. A group of stars minor ones started to move, just a few degrees, then more. In a perfect arc, something huge, invisible, was bending. Space between them, no sound, no light, just a silent ripple in the stars. Alina stared at the data. She knew the truth. The first jump didn't just change space. She whispered, it woke something. Far away from Earth, beyond the arms of the Milky Way, floated a giant space structure. It looked like a black moon, hollow in the center. This was Council Prime, the home of the Galactic Council, inside its glowing chambers. Hundreds of alien leaders sat around a circular room. They represented the strongest and oldest species in the galaxy. Their job, keep peace. Their fear, humans. For thousands of years, humans were watched like children playing with fire. Curious, violent, unpredictable. But they were kept isolated. Their space travel was slow, their weapons simple. Until now, the emergency session, the silver-skinned being, named High Mind Celerin, leader of the council, stood at the center of the chamber. A red alert floated in the air. Everyone stared at it. Human ship detected using blink travel. Target system, TRX-119. Duration, 0.4 seconds. Return successful. Casualties, none. Observer awakened. A cold silence spread. Impossible, shouted Tarkin, a reptilian warlord from the Drek species. Blink technology was locked. It was destroyed after the Rift Wars. They built their own version, Sailrin said calmly. A working one. They are a primitive race, hissed another. How did they do it? No one answered, but someone had an idea. The Watcher's aide, being in the shadows, stepped forward. It was Velshi, head of Council Intelligence. Her voice was soft like smoke. We allowed this. You dare speak like that? Tarkon growled. We underestimated humans, she continued. We thought they would fight each other for centuries, but they stopped. They united, and now they blink. The word blink, made even the bravest council members shiver. Blink space was dangerous. It was not like normal space travel. It bent reality. It opened cracks into places no one fully understood. Some believed it touched the old voided dimension older than time. That's why the council banned it, and now the humans had it. The Votsarin raised his hands. We must vote, he said. Humanity has touched what should not be touched. If we do not act, they will spread. Their chaos will poison the stars. The room was quiet, one by one. Alien leaders raised their hands, or tentacle Zor mindlights destroy Earth. Stop them now, before it's too late. But not all agreed. One voice spoke from the back. I object, said Varnock, a plant-like creature. From the peaceful world of Sirena, humans may be dangerous, yes, but we cannot act without first sending a warning. They won't listen, Velshi said, but we must give them the chance, Varnock replied. After a pause, Sid nodded. Very well. A warning will be sent. The hidden probe, the orbit of Jupiter, hidden deep inside its radiation belts. A small alien probe had slept for 500 years. It was built by the Council to watch Earth quietly dot. It woke up. Its long antenna opened like a flower. A signal formed, a message written in human code using Earth's satellites. The message was short. Stop the blink. You are not alone. Do not jump again. It was sent 3 times, and then the probe powered down. But Earth had already seen it. Earth responds. In the Earth Space Center in Geneva, alarms rang. Technicians stared at the strange message appearing on multiple screens. Is this a hack? One asked. No, said General Rafik, who had rushed into the room. It's real. Within minutes, the message reached Alina Ross. She read it 3 times. Someone's watching us, she whispered, and they don't want us to jump again. The debate that night, inside a top-secret room under the Atlantic Ocean, Earth's leaders met. The President, General Rafik Alina, and science heads. Everyone had one question. Do we stop or jump again? Someone sent us a warning, said the President. That means they're afraid. They fear the blink drive, said General Rafik. That means it works better than we thought. Alina leaned forward. They said, "You are not alone. That's a threat, and a fact." There was a long silence. Then the president stood. "We were kept small for a reason, watched like animals in a cage. But now the door is open. We will jump again." Council Prime reacts back on Council Prime. The sensors caught Earth's response, another blink signature, this time stronger, more stable. The second human ship had launched. They ignored the warning. Selrin said coldly, "Prepare the hunters." Selrin ordered. "Begin protocol silence." The Council's most deadly weapon used only once in 10,000 years was now active. But it might already be too late. The blink path opens again the second ship. Venture 2 was faster, stronger, and had better shielding. Its target a system, 70 light-years away with signs of intelligent ruins. Inside Venture 2 were drones, probes, and deep scan tools, but also a defense AI. If anything attacked, it would fight back. The blink drive charged, the stars bent, and then nothing. Venture 2 was gone. Something woke up again as Venture 2 left blink space. Something else opened its eye. A second watcher. Older, larger, hungrier. It was not built. It had always existed in the dark folds between dimensions. It sensed human minds, and it began to move. Earth watches the skies back on Earth. Telescopes picked up a change in the sky again. This time the stars bent faster. The arc was wider. The space between them trembled. Alina stared at the live feed. "It's not a ship," she said. "It's something else." General Rafik nodded slowly. "Is coming." The second ship, Venture 2, had vanished into blink space. Everyone on Earth waited in the Earth Space Command Center. The lights were dim. People sat silently. Screens showed stars, charts, and numbers. The countdown was running. General Rafik. Khan stood beside Dr. Elena Ross. Neither had spoken for 10 minutes. Then it happened. Blink, the ship, returned just like before. No warning, no flash. 1 second space was empty. The next, Venture 2 was there, but something was wrong. The broken return Venture 2 came back spinning. Its outer shell was cracked. Panels were missing. The engines were off, and a strange black dust covered the hull. "Alina, is that damage from blink space?" Rafik asked. "No," she said, zooming into the image. "This was a fight." The team opened the ship's logs. Venture 2 had reached the target star system, scanned the ruins, but then detected movement in blink space. The AI tried to escape, but something touched the ship. Not hit, not shot. Touched, like fingers on a window, the ship escaped. Barely. The message on the hull as drones flew out to study the ship. They found something on its surface. Scratches, words, burned into the metal. Words, in English, "You were warned." Everyone froze. Alina stepped back. "How do they know our language?" General Rafik said, "That means they've been listening." The Jupiter signal while the team tried to understand the damage. A strange signal came from the far side of the solar system. The message repeated. Again and again, it was coming from Jupiter. More exactly, from the Council probe hidden in its radiation belt. But this time, the message was not just a warning. It was more a long file. A set of images, audio, and a single line in human language. "This is your final warning. Deactivate the blink drive or face extinction." The imagist, the scientist, decrypted the data and showed it. On the big screen, the first image showed a world covered in metal towers, glowing skies, and flying machines. The next image showed the same world, burning, its cities gone, its sky cracked, its oceans on fire. Then came the voice. Calm, cold, mechanical. This world was called Thaler Prime. It built blink technology. It opened doors. It refused to stop. It no longer exists. Alina felt her heart drop. "They're showing us what happened to others who used blink," she said. "They're not lying," Rafik whispered. "They're warning us with truth." Council debate far away on Council Prime. The leaders were divided. Some wanted to destroy Earth now. Others wanted to wait. Humans must understand fear. Said High Mind Sailrin, if they continue, they will break reality. But Varnak, the peaceful council member, spoke again. "Why do we fear so much? Because we failed to control blink. What if they succeed?" Selrin turned to him with cold eyes. "No one succeeds with blink. It's not a path, it's a trap. and humanity is falling into it fast. Earth debates back on Earth. Another secret meeting began under the ocean. The world's top leaders sat with General Rafik and Alina. "This is our last chance," said the president. "We stop the project, or we prepare for war." They sent a final warning, said Rafik. "They mean it, but stopping now means fear wins," said Alina. "We didn't create Blink to run away." There was silence. Then someone asked, "What if they're right? What if Blink is a mistake?" Alina replied, "Then let it be our mistake, not theirs, to control." The black shell, meanwhile, the Venture team brought something back. A black shard found stuck to the ship's hull. It pulsed, faintly. They put it under shielded glass. It wasn't metal, it wasn't rock. It was alive. It moved. Just a little, it gave off no radiation, no heat, but its shape changed slowly, like it was trying to remember what it was. Alina stood. Outside its chamber, this came through blink space. "It touched our ship," Rafik asked. "What do you think it is?" She answered softly, "A message, a seed, a spy." The shadow near Jupiter as Earth argued and planned. A strange shadow appeared near Jupiter. At first, astronomers thought it was an asteroid, but it didn't follow normal paths. It hovered, then moved, closer to the Council probe, and then the probe went silent. No explosion, no signal, just silence. Alina saw the data. "Something destroyed it," she said. Rafik looked at the last image the probe sent before it died. A long, smooth shape, black skin. No engines, no lights, just one glowing golden eye. Humanity decides. The president called a final meeting. "There is no more hiding," he said. "We have proof. Aliens exist. They're watching us, and they just erased the probe that warned us." He looked at the room. "We can stop the blink drive, end the project, or we continue and risk war." No one spoke. Then General Rafik stood. "They are afraid of us. They erased others. But we are not others." Alina added, "We are not the same species they've crushed before. We are something new." The president nodded. "Then let them see what happens when humans don't." Back down? Blink drive. Phase 2A new plan was born. Earth would no longer use Blink just to explore. They would use it to build dark matter warships, Blink-enabled fighters, instant communication relays, and the core of it all, a ship so powerful, so fast, and so silent. The Council wouldn't even see it coming. They called it Project Phantom, and the first prototype was already under construction. Council Prime reacts back in the Council. Alarms rang. More human blink signals, more ships, more silence. "They are not stopping," said Tarkan. "They are preparing," said Velche. Selrin stood and gave the order. "Then we do not wait for the next warning. We strike." The Earth was quiet, but the space around it was not. The second blink had changed everything. The Council probe was gone. A strange creature had been seen, and a message had been scratched into Venture 2's hull. "You were warned." But humanity didn't stop. They started building, fast in the black depths of orbit. A new ship stood ready. It was called Erebus 1. Unlike Venture 1 and 2, Erebus was no drone. This ship would carry humans. Project Phantom begins DR. Alina Ross walked through the dark chamber under the Pacific Ocean. She looked at the floating structure ahead. The blink core. It pulsed with blue light. Power from 3 fusion reactors was feeding it. Beside her, General Rafik watched silently. "It's ready," Alina said. "Crew, 3 of our best pilots, trained in quantum AI systems, each ready to die." Rafik nodded. "Where's Erebus jumping?" She looked him in the eye, not away from Earth, toward the Council. Council Prime detects the charge high above the galaxy. Council Prime's deep sensors blinked red. A long-range blink, signature had been detected. "Powerful, sharp, controlled. Another human jump," said Velshi. "No," said Selren. "This one is different. It's not exploration. It's targeting." The room fell silent. "They're coming." 3 human crew members sat in silence. Pilot Captain Mira Lane, Engineer Luis Cheng, and Coms Officer Darren Fields. The blink drive began to hum. Outside Earth vanished. The stars bent. Inside the ship. Time froze. Then the ship was gone. Erebus 1 had entered blink space. Blink. Space it was not like normal space. It was silent, colorless, heavy. The crew felt pressure, like 1,000 eyes were watching them. They all saw something different. Captain Mira saw lights. Moving just beyond the window, Luis saw his dead brother smiling from the control screen, Darren. Heard whispers his name being called again and again, but the AI held them steady. Focus, it said. And in 0.3 seconds, they arrived. The Council outpost, the Erebus 1, dropped out of blink near a Council listening post on the edge of the Naira Belt, a region the Council never expected humans to reach. The outpost detected the human ship, but only after it appeared to. Late Erebus launched 5 dark drones, each disappeared into the station's hull. Seconds later, blackout the station went dark. No explosion, just silence. Erebus had tested its weapons and they worked. The message back on Earth. A signal arrived. From Erebus 1. Short, clear. Blink successful. Outpost neutralized. No casualties. Humans have arrived. Dr. Alina Ross smiled. General Rafik stared at the message. This is war now, he said. No, Alina replied. This is us, catching up. Council Shakan, Council Prime. Alarms screamed the Naira Belt station had gone dark. An investigation. Drones sent later found no bodies, no wreckage, just silence. Total systems failure. Velshai slammed her fist on the table. They are inside our territory. They moved without sound, Tarkhan said. They attacked without warning. They fight like we do, Selrin said. But they're new, evolving, fast. They're copying us. Someone asked. No, Selrin said slowly. They're becoming something else, the unseen hunter. But Erebus 1 was not alone. As it left the Naira Belt, something followed it. Not a council ship, not a probe, something older, a long black shape. No heat, no radio, just drifting, like a piece of space itself. It had no name, it was never built, but it had awakened Earth, learns the truth 2 days after Erebus returned. Alina met with the president and Rafik. We've proved it, she said. We can jump, we can strike, we can come home safely. Good, the president said. Now the council knows. But Rafik didn't look happy. There's more, he said. Our deep space satellites picked up something. He showed them an image, a giant black shape. No light. Near Erebus 1's return path. It followed our ship. Alina stared at the image. It's not Council, she whispered. No, Rafik said. It's something else. Council's secret fearback on Council Prime. A private meeting was held. Selrin spoke only to his most trusted circle. It has awakened again, he said. Impossible, one replied. It died in the Breach War. No, it never died. It simply went back to sleep. And now the humans are waking it. Then we must destroy Earth now. No, Selrin said coldly. It's too late for that. The next step, Earth began building more blink-capable ships. 3 more were planned. Each would be faster, quieter, stronger. Meanwhile, Erebus 1 had discovered a strange signal in blink space, a shape that didn't belong. Alina called it the shadow, and she had only one theory. It's watching us. Humanity had made the second jump. They had attacked a council outpost. They had returned unharmed. Now the galaxy was watching. Some aliens were afraid, some were angry, and some were curious. But Earth had a new plan. Before the next move, send a message of peace. The decision in a hidden war room under Earth's surface. The president, General Rafik, and Dr. Alina Ross met with global leaders. We have their attention, the president said. Now we show them we're not looking for war. And if they don't want peace, Rafik asked. Alina answered, then we'll be ready. But we must offer the chance. The plan was approved. A human ship would be sent into council space. Would not carry weapons. It would carry only one man, Ambassador Jonah Pierce. Jonah had once been a soldier. He had seen war. He had lost family. But now, he was Earth's best negotiator. He had spent 10 years learning alien languages, reading ancient files, and decoding the Council's history. He knew what the blink drive meant. He knew it scared them. But he believed there was still a chance for understanding. They fear us, he said. Let's show them we are more than just weapons. The ambassador ship, the ship was small and sleek. It had a blink drive but only for emergency escape. Its name was Unity 1. It had no missiles, no defense systems, no AI weapons, just messages. Of peace, videos, files, translations. Jonah wore a suit lined with signal boosters and a small translation device in his ear. Before launch, he spoke to Alina. "If I don't return, make them pay." She looked at him. "If they hurt you, they'll wish they never touched Earth." The Jump Unity 1 blinked away from Earth, its target a Council diplomatic relay station near the Helix cluster. It was an old, neutral ground used long ago. When empires still talked, Jonah sat calmly, eyes closed. He knew the risk. He also knew the message had to be delivered. Council reaction. When the ship arrived, Council sensors were shocked. A human ship alone, unarmed. The Council watched closely. "It's not a warship," Velche said. "It could be a trap," Tarkin growled, but Selrin held up a hand. "Let him speak." The speech Jonah's face appeared on Council screens, translated into dozens of languages. He stood in the ship's center, hands open. "I am Jonah Pierce of Earth. I bring no weapons, only words." He talked of peace, of learning, of warning. He showed Earth's history, its mistakes, wars, and progress. He showed what the blink drive had given humanity: freedom, hope, and danger. "We do not wish to rule, but we will not be ruled." Silence. When Jonah's message ended, the Council chamber stayed. Quiet, some were moved, others were angry. But one figure stood up, slowly, top TARK, on the warlord. He said only one thing. He blinked into our space. "That is a crime. The punishment is death." The attack without a vote, without a word from Selren. A single drone launched from the Council station. It was fast, too fast. It pierced Unity 1's shield in 0.6 seconds. Jonah stood frozen. Then light filled the ship. In the final second, he sent a signal. "They have chosen war." And then the ship was gone. Earth receives the signal in Earth's Space Command. Alarms went off. A final transmission, short, broken, but enough. Jonah was dead. The response: the President ordered a full lockdown. General Rafik activated code Embera. Military protocol never used before. Dr. Alina Ross stood in silence. She said nothing, but inside, something broke. The Council listen, a public broadcast. The Council told the galaxy the human ship violated a sacred zone. It was destroyed by automated defense. The humans were warned. The humans ignored. But the video of Jonah's speech leaked. Not from humans, but from a Council insider. It showed his hands raised. It showed his peaceful words. It showed he never threatened. And it showed the drone. Launching first, the galaxy watches. Other species began to talk in private. Some whispered, "Why did they kill him?" Others whispered, "Earth offered peace." And still others whispered, "If they can blink that deep, maybe the Council is not as strong as we thought." Earth's last message 1 week later. Earth sent one message across the stars. "You killed our voice. Now you will hear our silence." And the message ended. Project Phantom accelerates in hidden shipyards near the asteroid belt. Earth worked faster. Blink warships, silent fleets. Ships with no names and no heat signatures. Vengeance was being built, and Alina Ross had a new rule for her engineers. No survivors. No transmissions. Just disappear them. Council's new fearback on Council Prime. Velche looked at new sensor data. A wave of energy was seen near the dark edge of space. Ships, human ships, had moved again, and no one had seen them come. No one had seen them go, but a station in the Zenter sector was now gone. No alarm, no distress call, just empty silence. Selrin's warning in the Council chamber. Selrin spoke. "You killed their messenger. You killed the chance for peace. Now the humans will show us what war really means." And no one had the courage to speak after that. Ambassador Jonah Pierce was dead. He had come in peace. He was unarmed. But the Council killed him. Earth didn't scream. It didn't beg. It simply became quiet. That silence was worse than any war cry, and in that silence, something was growing. VOWDR. Alina Ross stood alone in the heart of Earth's most secret base, Black Core facility. On the wall behind her, a single phrase lit in red. Project Dark MATTR. She had lost a friend. Now she would give humanity the weapon. No galaxy had ever seen, she whispered to herself. No more warnings. No more second chances. What is dark matter? Dark matter was not a weapon. It was not a ship. It was not even real. Not in the way most thought. It was a presence, a ghost made of science and hate. It used blink tech. But it didn't just jump through space. It blinked through reality. The prototype, Shade 1, the first test unit, was called Shade-1. It had no crew, no engine sounds, no heat signature, and no mercy. It used quantum ghosting, a form of movement where it could pass through solid objects. A council station wouldn't see it coming, and wouldn't know it had arrived until it was already inside the first. A pirate base in deep space was chosen for the test. They sold humans to alien slavers. They had escaped council laws for years. Now they would disappear. Shade 1 blinked. Once dot, then it was gone from Earth 2 minutes later. Sensors picked up a silent signal. Target lost. Not destroyed, not damaged, lost. When a drone visited the base, it found nothing. No bodies, no wreckage, just dust and empty silence. Earth's new threat general, Rafik, smiled for the first time in weeks. He looked at the map of Council space. "We don't need to fight them in battle," he said. "We'll make them fear the shadows," Alina added. "They won't even know what hit them." Council confusion in the Council war room. News arrived from the Tregolon listening post, one of their most guarded spy stations. It had stopped responding. No attack, no explosion, no alarms, just nothing. Velche ordered scouts to investigate. They found the station, but it was empty. Every console melted from the inside. Every door fused shut. Every memory core wiped, no signs of attack and no sign of the 100 crew members. Panic begins across the galaxy. Council members started whispering. How are they doing this? They don't even send fleets. Is Earth using? Forbidden. Tech Tarkin, the warlord, smashed his fist on the table. This is terrorism. This is cowardice. Selrin.com and Cold said only, no. This is revenge. Rumors spread. Aliens in the outer systems began to panic. Council colonies started going dark. Trade ships vanished without warning. Outposts were wiped clean. People began to fear blinking lights in the stars. They said when you see the stars flicker, it's already too late. The message then Earth sent a message to the galaxy. Just one line. No voice, no image, only text. This is the future. Silent, fast, final. You made this. The Council tried to block it, tried to silence it. But it spread like fire. Saw it, and they believed it. The galaxies fear small species and minor empires. Started pulling away from the Council. They shut down embassies. They sent private messages to Earth. We are not your enemies. Earth didn't reply, not with words, but those systems were. Left alone inside the Blink core. Meanwhile, at the heart of Black Core facility, Alina Ross was building Shade 2, faster, smarter, stronger. It would not just destroy, it would rewrite. Data, erase history, trap signals, and hijack systems. Not a weapon of war, a weapon of disappearance. Earth's new doctrine president, Tanaka, stood before Earth's leaders. Our ambassador died offering peace, she said. Now, we don't speak. In peace or war, we don't speak at all. The stars will feel our footsteps, but never hear our voice. Behind her, the screen showed a simple symbol, a black sphere. A star consumed. It was the mark of dark matter. The Council prepares. Desperate, the Council activated Project Litchi, an old defense system from a forgotten war. Massive stations, planetary walls, energy grids, but none of them mattered because Shade 1 didn't go through walls. It went around reality, and when it entered a station, it didn't attack. It made the people turn on each other, hacked minds, triggered fear, unleashed chaos. By the time Shade 1 left, the station destroyed itself. The stars were silent, but silence no longer meant peace. It meant something worse. Humanity was coming, and no one could see them. The birth of the fleet inside Earth's Black Core facility. Alina Ross looked at the Hangar. 10 dark ships floated in the air. No lights, no names, no markings. They were made of special material, quantum reactive alloy. It bent light, it bent energy, it bent truth. No scanner could find them. They were ghosts. Alina whispered, Project Ghost Fleet is alive. Ships with no heat, no mass, no mercy. Each ghost ship could blink through space without leaving a trace. But these were not single-use units like Shade 1. These were full warships, no crew, just AI cold, calculating. They had no guns. They didn't need them. They blinked inside enemy ships once inside. They hacked everything oxygen, gravity, reactor cores in less than a minute. The enemy ship became a graveyard. First strike. The Council convoy supply convoy of 5 Council. Warships moved through Sector 38, escorted, guarded, armed, not exploded, not hit, just flickered. Inside the bridge of the lead ship, alarms screamed, artificial gravity failed, engines shut down, doors locked, weapons turned off. Then came silence. The last message from the fleet was just one word. There. Inside, a message of Fearos later, one of the ships drifted back into Council space. Its crew was missing. Its memory core was wiped. Its walls were marked with 3 words. We warned you. The Council's helplessness Council leaders met in panic. Tark shouted, "This is war. We must strike Earth now." Velshai responded coldly. With what? Missiles can't hit what we can't see, Selrin added. And every time we act, they evolve. They are watching, learning. They had fleets. They had armies. But they were fighting shadows. The rise of fear in outer systems, Council outposts went dark. No signs of attack, just empty. People began to speak of the whisper. Ships, they said, you don't hear them. You just vanish. Council soldiers refused to leave their homeworlds. Commanders went mad from paranoia. Even the strongest warriors began to fear blinking stars. Earth's secret message back on Earth. President Tanaka sent a closed message to all Earth leaders. The Ghost Fleet is not for conquest. It is not for pride. It is for warning. Let them feel what we felt. Let them remember our ambassador. General Rafik added only one word: justice. Ghost Fleet protocols. Each ship in the Ghost Fleet was controlled by an advanced AI. They shared one command: do not kill unless necessary. Cause fear, create silence, force surrender. But they were ready to end life in an instant because humans had learned something important. Fear wins more wars than fire. The attack on Council Prime then came the moment no one believed possible. A ghost ship entered the atmosphere of Council Prime, the heart of the galaxy. No alarms triggered. No defense systems reacted. The ship didn't attack. It hovered above the Council Tower for 5 minutes, then it blinked away. When guards rushed to the top floor, they found a data crystal. It played a message in a calm human voice. This time, we only wanted you to look up. Next time, we'll come down. Panic. Across the galaxy, the news spread faster than light. The Council is not safe. Their capital is not protected. Humanity can go anywhere. At any time, dozens of member races began cutting ties with the Council. Some begged Earth for peace. Others left the galaxy entirely. The Council was cracking, and the Ghost Fleet had not fired a single shot. The Council's desperate response of Velshai ordered the creation of a new program, Skyveil, a galaxy-wide defense grid. Billions of credits, thousands of scientists. Still, it was too late. Because the Ghost Fleet had already infiltrated their development centers, blueprints were erased. Labs vanished. In one case, the ground under a base was simply gone. Vanished, no explosion, no crater, just flat rock. Where once a mountain stood, Elena's new vision in her lab. Elena Ross watched the growing map of Council space. Dots flickered red. Outposts vanished. But she didn't smile. She didn't celebrate. Instead, she whispered, "We don't want to be monsters, but they made us one." And in her hands, she held the plans for the next evolution. A manned ghost ship, not just AI, but humans aboard. Humans who could make choices. In the moment, humans who could say, surrender, or vanish. A world on Edge Council Prime, the heart of the galaxy, no longer felt safe. Its towers still stood. Its ships still flew. But something had changed. Everyone looked to the sky now, not for beauty, but for shadows. The fear of the Ghost Fleet had reached the highest halls of power. Internal panic inside the Council Tower. Arguments never stopped. Velshai walked through the chamber, tired and silent. Tarkon shouted at a screen. "You want to wait? They can strike any time. We're already lost, Ambassadors from 20 races had already left. Some cut ties with the Council. Others vanished Council. Prime felt more like a dying empire than the center of unity. The missing scientists say strange pattern began to form. Scientists, engineers, defense planners were going missing. Not killed, just gone. No signs of violence. No broken doors, no screams, only silence. Files erased. Labs cleared. No traces. One survivor said only this: "I saw the air move." Then everything went black. Human psychological warfare begins. Lena Ross had approved a new tactic, the Ghost. The fleet would not just disable ships, it would now attack mines. The first broadcast in all Council frequencies. A message played. No one knew how it got through the firewall. We gave warnings, we took no lives. But still, you call us monsters. Now, we show you what monsters see. The screen showed Earth's destroyed embassy. Human bodies, blood, smoke. Then the message ended with, "We remember. Do you?" Fear spreads like fire. Council. Citizens panicked. Cities began holding drills. Ships launched without orders. Markets crashed. Some races blamed others. Some turned against their own leaders. Civil unrest broke out on 3 major planets. Council, Prime's own citizens, began fleeing the capital world. Human spies or mind games. Sel Rin, the Council's top information expert, made a shocking discovery. We have no proof that humans are on the ground, yet our system shows signs of tampering. Are they here? Or do we only think they are here? No cameras caught them. No sensors detected them, but entire systems went dark. Without a sound, the betrayer among them then. Something unexpected happened. A high-ranking Council officer admiral, Resh Kai, defected. He escaped in a shuttle and sent a single message from deep space. You made them build this weapon. You thought they were weak. Now they are stronger than you ever imagined. I serve peace. And now, peace wears a human face. The Council's last move pushed to the edge. The Council prepared Operation Null-Star. It was a massive energy net, designed to trap ships before they blinked, a trap. Their plan, lure a ghost ship into a test zone and capture it. But there was a problem. The trap needed bait, and someone had to volunteer. The Beta young captain, Uranto, volunteered. He was brave, loyal, but also scared. He flew into the test zone with a false message that the Council was surrendering and wanted peace talks. The Ghost Fleet responded. One ship blinked in. But it didn't attack. It sent a message. You're young. You don't have their blood on your hands. Leave now. This isn't your fight. But the net activated anyway. The trap backfires the moment the energy net powered up. It failed. The ghost ship blinked through it. It didn't destroy anything. It simply sent a final message. Your traps are old. Your minds are slower. Your time is ending. Then it blinked away. But not before dropping something. A small drone. The drone hovered in front of Captain Uran's cockpit. It displayed a hologram. It showed Earth. Peaceful, green, alive. Then it showed Council. Prime, cold, crumbling, broken. And it said, your home is next, unless you choose peace. The Council begins to crack Tarkin. Wanted to attack again? Velshay remained silent. Sel Rin whispered, they're not just beating us with ships, they're beating us with ideas. The Council chamber grew dark, not because of power loss, but because trust was gone. Meanwhile, on Earth, Lena Ross stood at the edge of the Atlantic Command Station beside her. President Tanaka watched the stars. Tanaka said, they still don't understand. We don't want war. We just want them to stop acting like gods. Ross replied, if they won't surrender, we'll make them remember what it feels like to be hunted. And behind them, the first manned ghost ship rose. Its name, Whisper 1. The rise of Whisper 1 far above Earth, inside a black hangar. Buried in orbit, Whisper 1 prepared to launch. Unlike the unmanned ghost ships, this one had a crew. Its blink drive was faster. Its weapons were invisible. Its hull could bend light itself, but its true power was in its silence. Captain Maya Reeds, a decorated war veteran, stood at its helm. This isn't just a ship, she told her crew. It's a message with teeth. Inside the enemy's heart, their mission was clear. Reach the Council's core command, steal their war data, then vanish, simple in words, deadly in reality. The Council's core command sat on Coldrith 4, a fortress planet, surrounded by energy shields, fleets, and defense satellites. But Whisper 1 could blink inside any defense. That was its power. "They'll never see us coming," Maya said. "That's the plan." Blink in, breathe quiet. The first jump happened. Smooth, cold. 1 second, they were near Mars. The next, they were in the skies of Kaldrith-4. Clouds broke around them. Below, the fortress city glowed with red and gold lights. "No alarm yet," whispered the pilot, Eli Jin. "They don't even know we're here." The ship hovered like a ghost. Infiltration begins. Maya and her team suited up. Each wore adaptive. Stealth armor, no sounds, no reflections. They blinked from the ship straight into the tower's edge. Inside, Council officers moved calmly, still unaware. Using stolen Council DNA codes, the team moved through doors like shadows. They reached the War Vault in 8 minutes. The Vault 2 guards stood outside. Maya used a sonic burst to disable them silently. Inside the vault, hundreds of data cores glowed blue dot, each held secrets plans, weapon specs. Command paths. Maya placed the Hive Tap, a device that could copy everything in under 60 seconds. As it worked, she whispered. "You took Earth's embassy. Now we take your mind." The alarm at second 49, something went wrong. A hidden pulse scanner activated. The vault's lights turned red. "We're exposed." Eli shouted through coms, "Blink out, now." Maya grabbed the Hive Tap and activated her suit's return beacon. The crew began blinking back one by one, but as Maya turned to blast hit her side, she fell hard. Face of an old enemy standing in the vault. Was a familiar figure, Tarkin, but this was no recording. It was him, in armor. His weapon glowed, with heat. "You should have stayed dead, human," he growled, "but I'm glad you didn't." He aimed again. Maya rolled behind a console, pulled out a pulse mine, and threw it. Tarkin dodged, but the blast gave her time. She activated emergency blink. Escape. Almost Maya reappeared on Whisper 1. Injured but alive. "Get us out now," she shouted. The ship blinked away just as Council fighters entered the airspace. They made it back. But Maya was unconscious. She had lost blood, broken ribs, burnt arm, still she had the data. The truth in the files back on Earth. Analysts opened the stolen files. What they found shocked them. The Council wasn't just planning attacks. They were building a weapon one designed to jam the blink drive across the galaxy. Its name, Project Lockstep. Once activated, it would trap ghost ships in real space where they could be destroyed. And worse, the Council had Earth's location again, and they were planning a direct assault. The Council Rex-Star Khan stood before the High Council. They sent humans into our vault. That means they are not afraid, and that should terrify you all. Velshi finally spoke. Then perhaps we should listen to what they want. But others refused. They want submission. They want revenge. We must strike Earth before they strike us again. The vote was cast. Earth would be attacked in 9 cycles. Earth responds. President Tanaka sat beside Maya's hospital bed. "Your mission bought us time," he said. Elena Ross entered with grim news. "Project Lockstep will be ready in weeks. If we wait, they'll trap the Blink Fleet." Tanaka looked at the stars on the ceiling. "Then we don't wait. We attack first. And we send a message no one can ignore." Ross nodded. Whisper 1 wasn't our only ghost. The countdown begins deep under Titan's ice. A new kind of warship waited its name. Midnight Storm. Bigger than any ghost ship, smarter than Whisper 1, and armed with the Omega Blink Cora device capable of tearing through space and shields. Captain Dorian Knox, known as the Last Hammer, stood in front of his crew. "We don't wait for war to come to Earth. We carry it to them." One last time, humanity's plan back on Earth. President Tanaka gathered the leaders. They had one shot before the Council activated. Project Lockstep, which would stop all Blink. "Drives forever," Elena Ross explained. "We've found their Lockstep generator. It's hidden on a moon near their capital planet, Farnax. If we destroy it, they lose everything." Everyone agreed, Midnight Storm would lead the mission. Ghost ships would follow. Strike hard. Strike first. The final blink, the stars twisted. Midnight Storm blinked. It arrived at the enemy moon-VOL- the RRA dot. The RRA dot, at first, there was silence. Then sensors lit up dozens of alien ships. Defense towers rising. The lockstep generator pulsing with energy. They knew we'd come, Dorian muttered, but it was too late to stop. Let's burn the sky. Firing silent torpedoes. Midnight Storm pushed forward, shields glowing like a second sun. Alien ships attacked from all sides, one by one. Earth's fleet was hit, but they kept going. Whisper One appeared from stealth, disabling 2 enemy cruisers before vanishing again. It was war without mercy. The weapon fires on the enemy moon. The lockstep generator began to charge. If it finished, no Earth ship could escape. Dorian knew they were out of time. Arm the Omega Core. His crew looked shocked. Sir, we won't survive that blast. I know, he said, but Earth will. The final choice, Maya Reeds, still healing, sent a last message to Dorian. You don't have to die, Whisper. One can do it. No, he replied. Your ship is hope. Mine is the storm. He smiled at the screen. Tell Earth we didn't blink. Not this time. The detonation, the Omega Blink Core, released time-cracked, space-folded. A white hole of energy swallowed the lockstep generator and everything nearby. Alien ships vanished in fire. The moon split in half, and Midnight Storm was gone. But the generator was destroyed. The Council falls in Farnex. The Council screamed in panic. Blink drives still worked. Their trap had failed. Worse. Earth now had data, experience, and bravery the Council never expected. Tarkon stood quietly. We forced them to build weapons like that. We forced them to become monsters. Velshai turned to the others. We must speak to them or we won't survive the next war. Earth decides back on Earth. President Tanaka held a speech. Dorian, Nox gave us victory, but peace will be our legacy. We will not become what they feared. We will become what they need to understand. Elena Ross added, we control blink technology. We offer peace to those who want it, but war to those who threaten us again.